Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do this corner fold fancy dress. On my blog there's quite a few different corner folds that you can try, so today I'm just going to show you a basic one to get you started and get you addicted to this kind of crafting. So let's get started. Okay, what you'll need is to download your pattern and print that out. And one tip is to put the pattern inside a plastic page. That protects your pattern, plus you can store it in a folder and you can attach it to the table with your sticky tape. That's your first step to do. With just some sticky tape. Oops. And then your pattern's ready to go. Before, I should have mentioned this before, what you need to do is trace just the outline of the dress onto your card that you're going to use, your card front. And the easiest way to do this without costing any money is on a window, where you can use a light box or some sort of light source. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've traced the outline of my dress. And what I need to do, which I should have done first, take that off, is get a nice sharp craft knife and just cut your pattern out, going all the way around. Don't get too concerned if you go a little bit over the line. It won't make any difference to the overall finished dress. Just the main tip here is to have a nice sharp craft knife. Now, many of these shapes that you cut out for this type of craft you can keep and use for something else, and that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so pop your dress out, keep this aside for another card, which I'll show you in a minute. Now bring your pattern back, which I should have done in the first place, and tape that down so it doesn't move on your workbench. Okay, now I want you to cover over the pattern with your card front. This time just use the edge of your tape, because I find that sometimes it tears your cardboard when you're getting it back up. So just use a little bit of tape to secure that down as well. Okay, so now you're ready to start folding. Choose your papers that you want. Now, just have a little chat to you about papers. Pick anything, absolutely anything. All as I do is go into the cheap shops, pick wrapping papers, all different types of wrapping papers. You can use scrapbook paper, whatever. I just find that if I see something that I could use that's pretty, I just buy it and store it away. If it comes in a big roll, all you need to do is unroll it, cut it into manageable sizes and store it in a box or some loose leaf page thing or whatever, and colour code it, or however you like to do that type of thing. So that's a little a tip on buying papers. Don't get stuck on the fact that you have to buy something expensive to use on your project. Okay, so now we need to look at the numbers on here. It's very important that you follow the number sequence on these corner fold patterns. So number 1 on here, I've chosen this shiny colour as number 1, 2 and 3, and then a pattern for number 4, and then the shiny for the bottom of my dress. Okay, so the first one, what you need to do for these corner folds is to just lay your paper down. I can put a little bit of tape on there to keep that down and then maneuver your paper and fold it to the first fold. See how I folded it along this line of number 1, and then you fold the next one back to meet the shape here that I've drawn. Okay, you can see that. And what you need to do is just tape that down. Now don't get too concerned that there's paper hanging over here. We're going to cut that off later. But one little tip that you can use is you get some double-sided tape, and when you're working with bigger surfaces you can put a little bit of tape under there, peel that back, and that will actually hold that down. You'll see once I flip it over what I mean. Okay, so that's number 1. Now number 2, each fold in an iris fold actually has the edge of the paper folded over, and that gives you a really nice crisp line on your end pattern when you flip it over. If you've never done this before, it's really exciting because it looks really messy. You're actually working on the back of your pattern and it looks really messy, but when you flip it over you go, oh wow, that looks really great. And I've had some really good reactions to that kind of thing. So number 2, now the line of your fold follows the line of the pattern. Okay, so you need to cover up number 2 like that. Just get your scissors, cut off what's hanging over just to lessen the bulk behind there. Okay, and you do the same with number 3. Cover number 3 over, cut off the excess, a little bit more tape down. Okay, now number 4 is a big one, and it's a corner fold. Sometimes you can decide where you want the pattern on the dress, but I'm not really worried about that. Doesn't matter where that comes out this time. So I'm going to cover this up, put a bit of tape there, and then do the same as I did with number 1. Okay, I'm going to fold that back, follow the line here, okay, and then fold the next one back to follow that line. Okay, so that's going to cover up number 4. So we put some tape on like that. Okay, number 5 starts down here. I've just cut strips of paper, and you need to put your fold down there, and then you need to cover up number 5. Now don't get too concerned if your pattern doesn't meet there. Just improvise, because when you flip it over you don't actually see the pattern, so it doesn't really matter if you've moved it just slightly. Okay, alright, that's number 5. Okay, let's fold number 6. Number 6 is going to go here. I like to work with different textured paper. I think it gives a lot more interest to the overall finished look of your card. 6. Okay, number 7. Just be aware too of the bulk behind there. You need to cut as much as you can off, or you can make shorter little folds that don't have so much bulky paper. Okay, now number 8, I had another little colour picked out which was the same in the dress here. It's just going to show a little peep through of the bodice of the dress. So what you're going to do, like just decide how big the paper is. I could use half that width if I wanted to, just to save on some bulk of paper behind there. So cover number 8 up. Okay, next one's number 9. Really important that you follow these number sequence, because you will come unstuck if you don't, because the way that an iris fold pattern or my quarter fold patterns are set up is that they follow numbers.